Hey, what's going on, everybody? How you doing? It is Shawn Lee here, and I wanted to get on and let me tag myself in this, if that's all right. And I wanted to get on and going to tag me in it. Hold on a second, and then let me see if I can pull this up. Swipe to reveal comments. What's going on? Terry, how you doing? We got K. Hughes watching. Rock that money. In the house, Terry Jordan. Bill Freeman is on here. How you doing, Mr. Bill Freeman? Katrina, rock that, yo. What up, doe? What up, doe? Yes. James, how you doing? Listen, you all, I want to get on here and I want to talk about there's a scripture that I put in this feed. It's Romans 12 verses 9 through 13. And it's NIV. It's a New International Version. And it talks about being love in action. And that's cool, Terry. Can't wait to the conference either, man. Rock that. And we'll talk about it a little bit, but the main reason I got on here is because there is a way that I try to live life, right? And I put it, you guys will kind of see it in the scripture of being love in action. And I'm going to tell you this story real quick, and I'm going to try and keep it short and succinct, right? I was in Houston last week, late last week, through the weekend, and was pushing the tour, right? So we got to rock that photography conference tour. That's going to be in Houston, New Orleans, and Atlanta. And I was in Houston, and we were meeting with groups, and I met with the only camera store in Houston, and went through all of that. And while I was in Houston, I was out, and I had my camera. I had my camera strap on, and I had my camera, and I had my long lens on, and I was out, and I was just photographing. I was shooting, and it was cool. It was nice. It was nice out, and it was nice to be in Houston. It was nice to be there photographing. Right, and there were three people walking towards me, and it was an older lady, and she saw that I had a camera, and she said, "Oh my God, you're a photographer," right? She said, "Would you photograph me with my camera?" Right, so she had her phone. She had her phone camera, right? But she said, "Would you photograph me? I'm terminal." And it's like, wow, what? She said, "I'm terminal." And she was there with her sister and her brother-in-law. So it was three of them. And she was not necessarily that old. She might have been in her 60s, right? Maybe early 60s, right? Late 50s. But she said, "I'm terminal." And my ex-husband would like photos of me. And I immediately took her phone because she wanted them on her phone. And I immediately took her phone, and it became a photo shoot. I mean, she had her shirt was kind of off to the side, right? So we straightened her shirt up, and the bra strap was showing, and so we straightened that up, and she had a cross on, and the clasp was in the front, so I had her move the clasp to the back and center the cross, and with her phone, we did a photo shoot. I was like, money, rock that. Listen, I was like, come on now, you got to give it to me. I said, put your hand on your hip. I say, now break it. I say, break the hip, rock it to the side, right? And she had a blast, and I was taking all kinds of photos with her phone camera, right? And we had a blast. I don't know. I probably shot maybe 15, 20, maybe even 25 shots, right? Had her making faces like, hey. I said, come on, look at me, like, now give it to me, right? I had her doing all kind of stuff like this, right? Blowing kisses to the phone camera and all of that stuff. And the point that I make is that you never know what a person is dealing with, right? And you never know what they're going through. And in that brief 2 to 3 minute exchange, we finished, right? I shot a bunch of photos on her phone, turned her toward the light and did a bunch of photographs and trees and all of that stuff in the background and nice backdrop, handed her phone back, and her sister and her brother-in-law went on to walking, right? Now, she told me that she was terminal. I knew exactly what that meant. And so I gave her, just in that short time, I gave her my best, right? I gave her my best. And I'm not saying this to brag or anything like that. It is just a way to live life, that no matter who it is, no matter who you are, no matter what you do, it doesn't cost you anything to give people your very best. It doesn't cost you anything to be kind and to be giving and to take a moment of your time, however precious it is, and to give it to somebody else and make their day. Because at the end of the day, I don't know what time she had left, and every moment is precious. And so they walked away, and I continued on photographing Houston. And the brother-in-law, who was older, made it a point. They walked on around the corner or whatever, and he came back. He came back to me, and he said, "Thank you." He said, "Thank you for doing that." He said the doctor gave her 30 days to live. Didn't tell me what it was that she was going to be dying from. Said he gave her 30 days to live. And so that meant the world to her. He said that she was kind of down and hadn't been feeling well all day, and they had tried everything that they could to make her feel better. And he said she is uplifted now, and he said we couldn't do it. And so money. Let me tell y'all something, man. We live a life to give to people. That's it. And I hope that if I would hope that I would never have to face that we all gonna leave this earth, but to get a diagnosis, right, that you got less than 30 days to live, right, and the next 30 days, every single moment has to count, right? And you got to visit whoever you got to visit for the last time. You know what I mean? See whoever you got to see for the last time, right? Handle whatever business you got to handle for the last moment, for the last time, right? All of that stuff, every moment counts. And I would hope that somebody would give me their very best in that moment. Y'all feel me? And so, in Houston, taking care of business, not knowing people, it don't cost much at all to invest your best in the people. Do it. Do it. And that's Romans 12, verses 9 through 13, and it basically talks about love in action, actually showing love. And that last verse in NIV says practice hospitality, right? Practice being hospitable, practice being kind to people. It doesn't take much for you to listen to somebody's story, right? Take the time to listen to it, even if it's long-winded, right? Take the time and be kind, right? And say to them, you know what? Congratulations, right? People are happy about their stuff, even if you ain't that happy about it, right? Things are important to folk, right? Make sure they feel like by the time you've left them, they are the number one person on the planet. They are the number one person on the planet. And so, now still to this, don't even know the lady's name, never asked her name. But hopefully now she has memories. You know what I mean? And something that she can take with her, right? And something that family can remember, right? It don't cost us much to be kind. And if everybody started to look out for one another, and started to look out for people, and started to take care of people, and started to think about people above themselves, we'd be in a much better place, right? So money, make the environment that you in a much better place, right? Might not be able to change the whole world, but you can certainly be kind, right? And so, guys, that's all I wanted to do was come on here and say that it moved me. It moved me to tears at the time, and was reflective the rest of that day, because 30 days to live. You know, 30 days. 30 days to live. So you never know when a person's life is going to end. Some folk, watch this, tomorrow are going to die, and they haven't gone to a doctor. And nobody gave them a timeline. And so somebody going to die tomorrow, and they ain't going to have no time to plan for nothing. You know what I mean? Be kind, right? Be a blessing and a benefit to people. And make sure when you go through life of folk is better because you were there, right? Life was better because you were there. Rock that. Money, that's what rock that is all about, right? That's what rock that means, right? For me, is investment in people. So y'all, share this. Make sure you're kind. And if you learn anything from Shawn Lee, hopefully what you learn from Shawn Lee, hopefully the last thing is photography, right? Hopefully the first thing you learn from me is that it's important to invest in people, period. Rock that. Money, rock that. Y'all look out for each other, cover each other, right? Say a prayer for one another. Take the scripture that I posted in this live stream, take it to heart. That's real. It is not to be read. It is something that you are to do every single day, and it don't take much to do it. All right, y'all, I'm out. Peace. Deuces. Love y'all. Bye-bye.